Our childhood was full of Nickelodeon shows that made our hearts leap. But what happens when fan theories take those comforting feelings away? Stick around until the end to find out who tragically kidnapped Carly from iCarly. New to the trendy? Make sure to give us a like and hit the subscribe button for more awesome videos like this. SpongeBob passed away. Everyone, take a deep breath, because this first one is going to be hard to swallow. There is a theory going around that SpongeBob SquarePants actually passed away in the first movie. And where does this fan theory stem from? Well, if you've seen the show in the past couple of years, you've probably noticed that SpongeBob's character has changed drastically. This change in character started near the end of the first SpongeBob movie, after he and Patrick dried out in the sun. In the movie, they miraculously both come back to life because of their tears. But SpongeBob is now more childish and less funny than he was before that moment happened. So it must be because he is a different sponge altogether. Scientifically speaking, sea sponges can rebuild themselves back up from a single cell. SpongeBob is now different because he's not the original SpongeBob at all. He's just a newly regenerated sponge. Penelope Taynt versus Amanda Bynes. The Amanda Show, which aired in 1999, made its host Amanda Bynes a household name. But there's a really dark theory surrounding one of the characters on the show. Penelope Taynt was a character who was obsessed with Amanda Bynes. The theory goes that Penelope somehow finished off Amanda and stole her identity. Her obsession with Amanda wasn't just extreme fandom. Penelope wanted to be Amanda. Reddit user ChicklePip theorized, in 2010, Penelope finally achieved her goal. After subduing Amanda Bynes, she dyed her own hair, got a pair of contacts, and began living the life of her idol. Since Penelope had a bunch of personal issues, this theory would explain Amanda's erratic behavior right before the show was canceled. Her bad behavior even got her fired from the Farrelly Brothers Hall Pass before she finally retired from acting. Penelope clearly couldn't maintain Amanda's picture-perfect image. Government-owned Jimmy. The show, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, entertained audiences for years. Jimmy was always the smartest person in the universe. This led fans to theorize that maybe Jimmy and the other kids were just genetically engineered government experiments. Organic Chemistry said on Reddit that each of the children were given a certain superpower and then implanted with a fake family to cultivate it. He continued on to say that the rest of the town was made up of government-employed actors, which explained why no one seemed to care whenever the kids made a ruckus. According to the theory, this odd town was created to allow the kids to unknowingly test gadgets and abilities for the US government. 17 magazine even reached out to John A. Davis, the creator of the show, to ask him to debunk this theory. He responded to the email with, "Thanks for sharing the truth. The amusing fictitious article." He continued on with, "You do know the company that made Jimmy is called DNA Productions, right?" He even ended the email with a winky face. Grandparents or parents? A weird theory has surfaced around the hit Nickelodeon show, Hey Arnold. This legendary show, which ran from 1996 to 2004, might just get ruined for you because of it. An Odyssey blog winner even started their article about this theory with, "I'm here to ruin your childhood." The theory goes that Arnold's grandparents are actually his parents. How is this justified? Well, they just had him at a very old age. This left Arnold with hydrocephalus, a condition that causes one's head to be large and oddly shaped. He is bullied constantly because of his football head, which leaves him traumatized. This trauma makes him imagine a world in which everyone has a weirdly shaped head too. At Comic-Con, the corrector of the show responded to a question about Arnold's parents with, "I remember saying years ago that, I don't know, kids can make up their own ending, decide what happened." He seems to know very well that the imaginations of kids can be off the charts. Tackling mental health. Nickelodeon's The Fairly OddParents revolved around Timmy Turner, a 10-year-old boy who's fed up with his babysitter. In the opening episode, Timmy's godparents appeared in the form of fairies on the very same night that Timmy's evil babysitter was watching him. The heartfelt message behind this was that during a stressful and overwhelming time, Timmy still had support. The theory goes that Timmy's fairy godparents were actually antidepressants to help Timmy through tough times. Cosmo represented Zoloft and Wanda represented Prozac. They never made Timmy's problems disappear completely, but they made it all easier for him to handle. So was this entire show shining a positive light on mental health? We think so. During the pilot episode, it was stated that his fairy godparents were only going to be around as long as Timmy needed them. Timmy even took an age machine to see if they'd still be with him in his 20s. And they were. Doesn't this theory totally warm your heart? That time capsule. Since Zoey 101 wrapped in 2008, fans have been wondering what Zoey, played by Jamie Lynn Spears, buried in her time capsule. This excessively popular show left fans theorizing multiple possibilities, but Dan Schneider finally made a short video revealing that information to his fans. Because why not? The video was titled, "What Did Zoey Say?" and featured Sean Flynn as Chase and Christopher Massey as Michael. This hilarious video revealed to us that Zoey and Chase were actually meant to be together. We can all take another deep breath now because we finally have one right theory that made all of our preteen dreams come true. Unfortunately, this short episode did end with "to be continued." Please, Dan Schneider, don't leave us hanging for another 10 years. Angelica's imagination. This next theory might just be the darkest theory on our list. It's based around the idea that all of the Rugrats somehow met tragic ends. The theory states that the babies we saw on the show were actually just part of Angelica's imagination. She created them as a way to escape from her lonely life with distant parents. This theory has created so much controversy in the Nickelodeon world. It even goes so far as to explain the reasons why she imagines each baby character the way she does. But it's way too heartbreaking for us to get into. But is this really what the story of Rugrats is all about? At Comic-Con, BuzzFeed sat down with creator Arlene Klasky to discuss this sad fan theory. According to her, this theory is simply not true. The babies really do exist and are not just mere figments of Angelica's imagination. Phew! Bikini Bottom is nuclear. Since we all love SpongeBob and his buddies so much, here's another fan theory about the show that actually makes perfect sense. In SpongeBob SquarePants, all of the sea creatures live together in Bikini Bottom. But what if they only exist due to nuclear testing that happened back in 1946? Nickelodeon has even admitted that Bikini Bottom is part of Bikini Atoll, which is where multiple nuclear testings took place in the 1940s and 1950s. One particular nuclear bomb, named Baker, was even left 27 meters under the sea in Bikini Atoll. That's exactly where SpongeBob lives. This theory might actually be spot on. Plus, whenever there's an explosion on the show, the mushroom cloud looks exactly like the one in this old photo of a real atomic bomb going off. The show was created by a former marine biologist who probably saw some bizarre nuclear mutations in real life. So is SpongeBob SquarePants really just centered around little wacky creatures who are actually a result of nuclear testing? We think so. The genius creators behind this one clearly had a deeper message to send. Carly was kidnapped. Crazy Steve is a character that can be seen across many of the Nickelodeon shows. He's played by actor Jerry Trainer. Crazy Steve may seem harmless, but one fan took a theory about him to the next level. According to the theory, Crazy Steve overpowered Drake and Josh from the Drake and Josh series. He did it so that he could steal their sister, Megan. He stole Megan because she reminded him of his late sister, Carly. They then moved to Seattle to start a new life together. Steve changed his name to Spencer and also changed Megan's to Carly. And this theory reportedly ends where iCarly begins. But Crazy Steve didn't end up getting away with kidnapping Megan/Carly. His dad ended up rescuing Megan/Carly from him and had Crazy Steve taken back to the asylum. Crazy Steve was even seen at an asylum in an episode of Sam and Cat, which confirms our suspicion that this theory must be true. Spooky stuff, right? And that's all for 10 theories about Nickelodeon shows that will ruin your childhood. Have any thrilling fan theories of your own? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.